Yo, what's good, guys? We're back at it again with another MLB The Show video for you guys, and today I am tackling Season 1, Drop 3 of Team Affinity, the brand new drop of Team Affinity, and I will just get out the way. It is a lot longer than the previous one. For those of you that had kind of passively done the previous Team Affinities, it's going to be a buzzer beater if you are looking to do this passively. You will probably have to put some grinding into it if you do want to finish it all the way. There is a really cool creator out there, I forget his exact name. He timed himself the first time through Team Affinity and this time through Team Affinity. Last time took 14 hours. This one took 20 hours of dedicated grinding to get it done. So for most people, it's not going to be super realistic to get this completely done in the next 25 days, which is when the season will end. And really, for a lot of people, you should only be doing this if you are A, completionist, B, you need some of these cards to lock in for one of those Season 1 collection rewards like Willie Mays, Satchel Paige, and George Brett. And really, you're only doing that if you are going to wildcard one of those cards. If you think they are worth wildcarding into next season, that's the only reason you are looking to earn all these extra cards. And then, yeah, so real quick, before we get into the meat and potatoes, if you do enjoy this type of content, if you want guidance for MLB The Show, we are going to be here all year running it up. So a like, a subscription would be greatly appreciated. So let's hop into it. So they have changed some stuff. Vouchers are still here. I don't know if the amount of, progress you've gotten per voucher has changed or not, but I do see there is a 10 voucher exchange now. The moments, they have killed these moments. They are equivalent to about 1% worth of progress in the program path. So really, they're only worth doing if you are just a hair off of the next bubble. So not really super worth doing. The parallel XP mission. So they've changed this a lot. It is not team specific anymore. So gone are the days of stacking a team of 9 Red Sox players. It's just division based now, which sounds cool because you get better cards and more options. But it kind of sucks because it is also I think they multiplied it by 3 or 5. I forget exactly how much PXP you needed before, but they made it take way longer this time with the caveat of you can use any team in that division. The boss XP now, I believe in the past it was either 500 or 1,000, so that is either doubled or tripled now, with the exception of you can use any Team Affinity boss from this entire season. Kind of sucks because again it's taking 3 times the amount of time, and then you have all these boss specific missions which are super nice because it only takes 1 to 2 games, but those are easily offset by these parallel XP missions taking way longer. Multiplayer, this is probably going to be your fastest way of doing it. If a division has a pitcher that is eligible for the new event, I would go take them into events, because not only are you playing online, so it's not quite as boring and you're actually working towards something, aka Rogers or Olsen, but also you're getting the biggest chunks out of this. You can see 8 innings nets you 9,000, which is a good percentage of progress. Also, you're going to be racking up these runs, these extra base hits, these strikeouts, and you are going to get more parallel XP because for playing online, you also get a additional 1.5 multiplier, plus depending on what difficulty you're on. So events is going to be the fastest way. Certain divisions don't have players eligible for the event, I believe. So you do kind of have to be mindful of that and, careful of who you're picking if you are going to go the event route. If you're not, single player modes are significantly slowed down. You can see 15 hits with AL East players in mini seasons. Not too bad if you're playing on low difficulty and you're stacking your entire team. But again, look at the number, right? That's only 1%, 1.2% of the entire path every game. At that pace, obviously, you're not only completing this mission, but at that pace, it's going to take you a ton of games. So be mindful of that. Mini seasons is slowed down. Conquest is even longer. For some reason, they made Conquest 20 hits instead of 15. So that's going to take you even longer. And then saves aren't realistic to get, right? If you're getting 20 hits, you're probably not also getting a save appearance. So be mindful of that. It's going to take a while. Exchanges are definitely worth doing. As you can see, I have done pretty much every exchange realistic for me to do other than this one. And it's just because there's not a lot of great players. So go look at the value. if you can get players close to their quick sell value, like AL East players and AL East hitters, you can go get Miguel Andujar for like 4,500 stubs, and he will get this done in one for you. So it'll be 4,500 for this 100,000, or 12,000, somewhere around there. 13,000 for every AL East player, and that's 30,000. So if you want to buy your way through Team Affinity, that's definitely a faster way to do it. Of course, this year they would want people to buy their way through. And then you have these extreme moments. These are probably not worth it for most people. If you're sitting here and retrying this moment over and over and over and over and over again for 10,000, probably not going to be worth it for you. The Extreme Showdown is very nice. That is 20k in each. Do be warned, the final moment is against Kerrywood on Legend. Yeah, you do get 30 outs, and if you have done all of them, you'll only have to score 1 or 2. But it can be very difficult. If you are a player that struggles on Hall of Fame, probably would not recommend grinding your way through this showdown, because obviously if you fail, that's, you're set back 40, 50 minutes. So I would be careful of that. So overall, I would do events. So with that in mind, players are eligible for this current event could change a couple weeks down the line. This division's kind of stacked. You got Brad Miller's eligible, Wade Boggs is eligible, and Brian Roberts and Tom Hinkie are eligible. So everybody's eligible except LeMahieu. LeMahieu's the only wrong option if you're doing events. So, if I had to rank these players, I am going to rank these because it's not realistic for everybody to get every single player. So I will tell you which ones I would take in what order. Keeping in mind the event, Brad Miller first, Brian Roberts second, Boggs third, LeMahieu fourth, Hinkie fifth is the order I would go in that division. In at least I have all of these players, so I can personally attest to using all of these. The best player by far is Sandy. If you can get this Sandy, you can pitch him in the event. He will rack up a lot of progress for you. Other than that, Gary Carter. Basically, Sandy is the only guy eligible for the event out of this. So if you're looking at it from an event perspective, doesn't really matter after Sandy, but just how good they are, I would take Glavin second, Carter third, Dawson fourth, and Mike Schmidt fifth. So that's the division. That's the order I go in that division. This division, if you are taking into account the event, you basically have to take Giolito, and he's probably not going to do very well in the event. Quality-wise, if you are a Hall of Fame plus player, especially if you play on Legend, Cliff Lee is obviously the best choice here. After that, Whit Merrifield and Harmon both kind of have their merits. Whit Merrifield has a better swing, higher contact. Harmon has that crazy power to where he's going to get some no-touchy home runs. And then after that, it's Trammell, and Giolito is obviously the worst. But if you do want to spam events, Giolito is your only option there. Out of this division, by far, Kerry Wood's the best, and he's eligible for the event. If you pitch him and Sandy back-to-back and then reset, you will be cruising through these two divisions. After that, I think Stargell's eligible for the event, so that's dope. And he's also probably the second best player in here. After that, I go Ludwig. I would go Yount and Eric Davis last, just because those numbers against righties are not very good. But if you are an all-star player, you can probably make them work. Next up is AL West. So event-wise, Trinan is eligible, but you do have to keep in mind he is a relief pitcher, so he's only going to pitch 1 inning for you, and you are not going to get to use him super frequently, so I would probably go Edmonds first if you're prioritizing the event, but just from a quality perspective, it's definitely Trinan, Edgar, then Jim, then Bagwell, then Kinsler. And then our final division, NL West here. So, Eddie Escobar is the best player out of Team Affinity. He is the obvious first choice. He's also eligible for the event, so he is going to rack up for you in the event. After that, I'd probably go Hunter Renfroe. Has one of the best righty swings in the game, especially if you are an all-star player that runs Buxton. You can see he is an absolute freak on the Buxton team, absolute stud. And other than that, Brian Wilson's the only other player available for events, but I don't think he's very good. So I'd probably go Gary, Crone, and then Wilson last. And that's how I would go about it. If you want to do Conquest, I would do this Team Affinity 3 map over and over again. You get a vault pack the first time you complete it. After that, you get a voucher every basically 3 games. So that's decent. And then other than that, you're doing mini seasons, and I would recommend you to do the Team Affinity one. But if you haven't done any of the other mini seasons, and you have previously completed this mini season, then it might not be a bad idea to go and knock out some of those other ones. In particular, this Legends and Live Series one. Obviously, not every card you take from Team Affinity counts as a legend, so that is a kind of slippery slope. But this has 60,000 XP in it, and a lot of people need a lot of XP right now. So that is not a bad way to go about getting some. So yeah, guys, that is kind of my breakdown of Team Affinity. If you want to get it done, you can get it done. It will help your collector level, not as much as you think. It's only 30 cards. But yeah, hopefully this helps you guys. Till next time.